In a distant land, there was a young man named Madhavan. He had promised himself that if he ever got married, it would be to a girl who is not only beautiful but also intelligent. In his quest to find such a girl, he embarked on a journey of miles and found that the beautiful girls were not intelligent, but the intelligent ones were not beautiful. Finally, while searching for his dream princess, he reached Vijayanagar.
It feels like I've traveled the entire world, but I haven't found a nice girl. Perhaps I'll have to remain a bachelor for my whole life. Wow, this city is so beautiful. It seems like here I will surely find my beautiful princess.
Tired and exhausted from the day-long journey, Madhavan lies down to rest in the shade of a tree and falls asleep.
I will ask a question like every day, but you need to answer it quickly.
Yes, go ahead and ask, uncle. Today I have also come well prepared. Easy peasy.
First, bring energy into the body. Then you can give quick answer. Okay, answer this. If I have a sheep, how can I earn money from it without selling it?
To earn money from a sheep, you'll have to sell it. Money is honey, yeah.
No, it's the wrong answer.
If you say so, should I give it a try, Uncle?
Oh wow, is she a girl or an angel?
If I had a sheep, I would take good care of it, feed it well, and look after its needs.
Here you go. We need to make a profit, Aisha. Taking care of her by providing food and water will only lead to a loss. Money is honey.
You need to be a little patient for earning money, Uncle. Also, you need to be patient to listen to my answer, and I need to be patient until the sheep grows up. And you know what? Once the sheep grows up and becomes quite healthy, I will sell its wool, milk, and dung to earn a good amount of money.
It's the right answer.
Amazing! She's exactly like the girl I was searching for while wandering everywhere. Beautiful and intelligent too. Wow, wow, wow. What an answer! Absolutely quick and sharp. Uncle, ask one more question. Just one more question.
Uncle kept asking questions, and Aisha would promptly answer each one. In this way, Madhavan's search for a beautiful and intelligent girl comes to an end. Madhavan marries Aisha, and bidding farewell to Vijayanagar, he arrives at his luxurious home with his bride. In the new house, there were always servants around Aisha who don't let her do even the smallest of tasks.
Such a luxurious house. This looks like a palace. Huh?
Now, the same Aisha who used to roam around the entire village started relaxing throughout the day without walking a single step. So Aisha started loving her new lifestyle. As time passed, due to excessive comfort and rest, each part of Aisha's body gradually stopped functioning. Madhavan called several doctors and healers to see Aisha, but none of the medicines had any effect on her. Slowly, the news of Aisha's falling ill spread and reached her village, Vijayanagar.
I will treat her. I am going and now I will return only after bringing back my old Aisha.
All the villagers get shocked listening to the uncle. How can uncle cure someone whom even a qualified doctor couldn't heal? Uncle leaves directly from there and arrives at Madhavan's palace.
Uncle, you.
Yes, I have arrived. Now don't worry, Aisha. I will make you well before I leave.
Oh, thank you so much for coming here. We will do whatever you say. Just please make Aisha better.
Absolutely. First of all, I don't trust the food made by anyone else.
Why are you saying this? The cook here used to prepare and serve meals to my father, his father, and even his grandfather. But don't worry. If you want, I will cook for her myself.
You need not to do that. She will only eat the food made by me. And another thing, no one should be seen around her. Not just a person, but even the shadow of any person shouldn't be seen around her.
Not even a shadow? Then who will take care of all the household chores?
Aisha will do everything. Whether there are maids or not, you will have to keep this house shining like glass.
But...
If you have any if or but in your mind, then I will take your leave.
No, Uncle. Please don't go anywhere. I'm ready to do as you say.
From the next day, Aisha's entire routine changed as per Uncle's instructions. Uncle would cook the food and place it on the top floor, where Aisha had to climb stairs to reach. Additionally, as per the agreement, Aisha had to work hard to clean the house without anyone's assistance. Now, with hard work, the battle against laziness in Aisha's mind was bound to end. As Aisha's laziness waned, with each passing day, she started feeling better. Aisha was now physically as energetic and quick as before. But whether her mind had become as sharp as earlier or not, that examination was still pending.
Madhavan, you will have to answer one of my questions. But quickly, tell me if you are ready.
Oh yes, of course.
So tell me, Madhavan, if my sister's husband's brother-in-law got married to my cousin, what would my sister be to me? Huh?
Uncle, no, I think brother-in-law.
What, Uncle? Your sister will remain your sister, won't she?
Absolutely right.
Wow! Uncle, you've really done a miracle. You've brought back my old Aisha. But how did you manage to do that?
I didn't do anything. When she was in Vijayanagar, she used to help the entire village. She would assist people in different corners of the town throughout the day. She was a true example of efficiency, solving complicated problems with ease, using her intelligence. But when you came here, you were used to so much comfort that it made you a rusty lazy bone. I just instilled the habit of staying active as before, and the battle against laziness in your mind ended naturally.
So, this was your plan.
Yes.
Kanchi was the daughter of a weaver in Vijayanagar who was very beautiful and hardworking. Once King Vidyadhar's son, Sriram, went out for a stroll when he saw Kanchi spinning cloth on the spinning wheel. Upon seeing Kanchi's beauty, Prince Sriram couldn't take his eyes off her. He had never seen such a beautiful girl before. So he immediately decided to marry Kanchi. and brought her to the palace after the wedding. Kanchi had all the comforts in the palace. Yet she was not happy because since childhood she was used to doing her own work. But here there were always maids around her, which meant she didn't have to do anything herself. So, even in the palace, she felt sad. Seeing Kanchi sad, the prince tried to make her happy by sending new clothes, jewelry, various delicacies. But still, Kanchi wasn't happy. And one day, when Kanchi was resting in the garden,
The village life was so much better. I used to do my own work. There were so many people around to talk to. But here, there's neither any work to do nor anyone to talk to. What kind of worm is this? I've never seen it before.
Kanchi had never seen such a worm before. It was a cocoon. And what was coming out of its body was silk.
What is this? It seems like a thread. It's so soft. I can make such nice clothes with it. Soldiers,
Yes, princess.
collect all the silkworms from this tree and put them in warm water to extract their silk, okay? Huh?
Princess, is this a worm or a monster?
Upon Kanchi's orders, the soldiers gathered all the cocoons from the tree and soaked them in warm water, collecting a large amount of silk from them. Seeing this, Kanchi became happy and ordered a spinning wheel to make clothes from the silk.
This is an amazing fabric. I have never seen such a velvety and beautiful fabric in my life.
I haven't seen it either, and I'm glad that you also liked it. I want to make more clothes like this.
Yes, princess. Weave as much fabric as you wish. Soldiers,
Huh?
collect all the silkworms in the kingdom and bring them right here. From now on, everyone in the palace will wear clothes made of this silk fabric.
As you wish, prince.
Kanchi was once again happy and she started working like before. In this way, Kanchi made the first silk cloth of Vijayanagar. The fabric was so silky and velvety that slowly its fame spread to the neighboring kingdoms, and everyone expressed a desire to make such silk fabric.
Greetings, my king. I'm here from request from King Himabindu.
Yes, minister. Tell me.
We have heard much about the silk fabric made in your kingdom. My king, Himabindu, wants you to share the art of making it with us. After all, knowledge is meant to be shared. And by doing so, your fame will reach far and wide.
Yes, why not?
Forgive me, king. I wish to say something.
Go ahead, prince.
This knowledge is a boon to our kingdom. We can trade in it, but the secret of this knowledge cannot be disclosed to anyone. And just imagine, my king, how prosperous our kingdom will become through the trade of this marvelous silk fabric.
I agree with the prince's words. Minister, please excuse us.
No problem, my king. The prince has given permission for the trade, and that is sufficient for us.
In this way, the trade silk fabric began with the neighboring kingdoms around Vijayanagar. And to ensure that the knowledge of this art did not reach any other place, the king ordered that no one was allowed to take silk thread or silkworms out of Vijayanagar, nor was anyone permitted to disclose this knowledge. Gradually, Vijayanagar prospered and became famous through the trade of silk fabric.
This sari is so beautiful. Who is this for?
This is for you.
For me?
You forgot? Today you are going to your in-laws' house. And since our kingdom trades silk with all the neighboring kingdoms, the princess of our kingdom should definitely get silk saris on a special day.
I love making silk fabric with the spinning wheel. I'll not just take saris but also silkworms so that even after going there, I can make silk fabric.
Don't make such a mistake, Malika. It was a strict order from the king. And don't forget, before leaving the kingdom, everyone is searched. If you're caught, it would be a big problem for you.
What should I do then?
Nothing. Whenever you need silk saris, just send someone to get them from here.
Mallika was the niece of King Vidyadhar's brother, who had married a prince from a neighboring kingdom just a few days ago. She always used to help Kanchi in making silk clothes. So even after her marriage, she had a strong desire to make silk clothes. But without cocoons, it was not possible. So she came up with a solution.
Now let's see who stops me from taking them away from here.
Sister, it's time for you to leave. But as per the rules of this kingdom, you will be searched before leaving.
Yes, brother. Why not? I'm ready.
Please check.
There is nothing, my prince.
Let's go, sister.
Mallika cleverly took some cocoons with her and went to another kingdom where she started making silk clothes. Mallika's skill in making silk clothes, which she had learnt from Vijayanagar, was highly appreciated. Due to this, the name of Vijayanagar and King Vidyadhar spread far and wide. This led to a flourishing silk trade in Vijayanagar as well. King Vidyadhar realized that such amazing knowledge should not be hidden but shared. So he opened the doors of Vijayanagar to everyone to learn the art of making silk clothes.
If you like this video, subscribe to our channel Murthy Media.